Welcome to another edition of Walking Through the Psalms. I picked a particular psalm for this background. We're here at Lake Erie, one of the 5 Great Lakes here in the northern United States. And I picked Psalm 19. Psalm 16 was the last one we did. But I thought it would be fitting to look at Psalm 19 because Psalm 19 talks about general revelation and how we can know God from His creation. Listen to what these words say. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament shows forth His handiwork. I was reading a little bit about the Great Lakes. There's all sorts of different scientific theories as to how they formed, and the theories really contradict one another when you look at the details. We don't know how God did this. It comprises more than 20%, all the Great Lakes together, more than 20% of all of the surface fresh water in the world. If you go around all the Great Lakes, the coastline is over 3,200 miles long. It's the longest freshwater coastline in the world. Something unique happened here. Day unto day utters speech, and night unto night reveals knowledge. There is no speech nor language where their voice is not heard. Their line has gone out through all the earth, and their words to the end of the world. As we began, the heavens declare the glory of God, and then it describes how that glory is declared in every speech, in every part of the world. You can't be a rational thinking person and not know that it was God who made this, that all of this did not evolve by itself. Even over here, if we look at this gigantic tree, and there are many trees like this around the lake, these trees are supposedly creatures that evolved after animals. All plants, according to the theory of evolution, evolved after the creature evolved from the primordial goo. And yet you see these trees and how they provide for living things, and how living things need plants in order to live. Even the carnivorous creatures need to eat the herbivores in order to live. And so the theory breaks down in so many places. If we just open our eyes, we know that God created all this. The heavens declare the glory of God. This intricate balance of all things, of how God causes the sea creatures and the land creatures and the birds in the air to all interact and to sustain and to give life. These trees that we're standing under, the oxygen they produce, and how everything just works together, shows us that there is a cause. There is an intelligent being. We see God's wisdom in the creation. In fact, if I continue here in Psalm 19, in them, in the heavens, God has set a tabernacle for the sun, which is like a bridegroom coming out of his chamber. Picture the groom coming out in his glory, in his tuxedo, as we would have it. Well, God has given us glory in the creatures. We see His glory. We see the glory of the sun and the glory of the seas and the waves and the plants. The sun rejoices like a strong man to run its race. Its rising is from the end of the heaven, and its circuit to the other end, and there is nothing hidden from its heat. You know, I'm squinting right now because the sun is right over there, and every once in a while, Robin and I will walk down to a bridge a little bit down the road here on the lake, and we can watch the sun sink into the lake. I always like to joke around if there's little kids around, oh no, the sun's going to go in the water, it's going to go out. And sometimes they look at me like, is he serious? But we watch the sun and we see it rise and we see it set. And yes, I know it's the earth that's rotating, but we describe it that way. And again, the way in which God made all these things really do teach us what? That there is an eternal, all-powerful God, that we know that He is, that He's all-powerful, and we know He's divine. We know He can't be from this stuff, because all this stuff all around me constantly changes. In fact, this fence is here because the shoreline is eroding right now, and it is disappearing, and we watch every year how it changes. Everything in this world changes. Therefore, nothing in this world, nothing in this universe can account for the existence of everything else. And so reason itself, our ability to know, demands that there must be a being who is divine, who is not material, who is not matter, but who is in fact the cause of all things. Creation itself, given the existence of anything, there must be a necessary being. And that's what we're reading here in the first part of Psalm 19. It's called general revelation. It declares in every speech that God exists, that He made us, that He made everything, and that we're accountable to Him. Next time we'll pick up this psalm, we'll look at the second part of the psalm, which talks about special revelation. In general revelation, we know that there is a God. In special revelation, we learn how this God can save us.